The Republican convention has been going on this week, and by now, of course, there's been a multitude of lies told and propaganda being spread, so I thought it could be insightful to pull a few of these clips and debunk the lies while exposing the crazy. So as always, I've got a few of what I thought were the best clips ready, and we'll jump in where is needed for the context.
And our message to Gen Z is this: you're going to be the generation that actually saves this country. You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative. Say you want to get married, have kids, teach them to believe in God and pledge allegiance to their country. Because you know what? Fear has been infectious in this country, but courage can be contagious too. That too is what it means to be an American.
I mean, this dude's such a dweeb, it actually makes me want to regurgitate at times. I love how the first group of people who will discriminate against you for being any bit of different also like to pretend that they're like some protected class that gets all this discrimination. There is nothing rebellious about saying you're conservative. That's the status quo. If you're going with the status quo, you can't be rebellious, but make it make sense, right? They love to pretend they get canceled for being right-leaning, but if you ask any conservative, they can never name one single conservative who was canceled by anyone but Donald Trump for not kowtowing to him. Now, you can't walk into a store without some loser wearing Trump merch. You can't drive down 2 or 3 neighborhoods without seeing multiple Trump flags front and center, but yet these people who make their political ideology their literal personality want you to believe they're being discriminated against. I don't buy it. Being discriminated against makes you hide who you are. Like so many LGBTQ youths who are scared to come out because of their parents or social pressure. It looks like Black people being underrepresented in government by over 10%, in healthcare and STEM jobs. It looks like 1/3 of discrimination claims being based on race. It looks like another 1/3 of discrimination claims being based on sex, while conservatives are overrepresented in institutions. Conservatives are overrepresented in media. They're overrepresented as CEOs, as owners. And again, no one can name one single conservative who has been canceled for their political ideology. I can name plenty for sexuality. A conservative person will call a mass shooting fake. They'll call Sandy Hook fake and then say they're coming after him because he's a conservative. Or they'll sexually assault a woman and say, well, they're only coming after me because I'm conservative. While LGBTQ, Black people, women, they just exist and get discriminated against.
Donald Trump stands with the people and the police, our men and women in blue, not with the criminals and the rioters.
Yeah, except he literally incited a riot and then sent them to the Capitol as his last-ditch effort to complete his coup attempt of the government, and then let them break in and attack the Capitol Police for 3 hours without doing anything, might I add. And in the indictment, and nobody denies any part of it, by the way, Trump, his daughter, no one around him denies any of this, that he did so while drinking a Diet Coke in his office, feet kicked up on his table, watching it happen on TV, as advisor after advisor, senior member in his administration after senior member came in and just begged him to call his dogs off. And then the second he did, 3 hours after letting them attack for 3 hours while he pressured Mike Pence and state officials to overturn the election, when he finally posted on True Social, hey, go home because his attempt failed, guess what? They immediately went home. It's almost like he always had the power to do that. Oh, and then there's the fact that he broke the law to commit fraud, to sexually assault a woman and falsify business records to hide an affair so people would still vote for him. So he's a felon as well. Republicans stand with criminals as well. And it doesn't make much sense to say any of that. I mean, he also pardoned everyone in his administration that was targeted and convicted of crime. Steve Bannon, Paul Manafort. It seemed like he stood with the criminals just fine.
On voting, our most sacred right as citizens, voting. Biden and Harris want illegals to vote now that they've opened up the border. Republicans will repass the SAVE Act to block illegal aliens from voting in our elections.
Now, to be clear, this is the Great Replacement theory, and it single-handedly inspired multiple mass shootings. Non-citizens cannot vote in federal election. There's never been any evidence in our history of our country of them doing so in widespread fashion, and this has been a major right-wing conspiracy since the 2000s, especially since Obama. The Heritage Foundation themselves, a far-right extreme conservative think tank that's behind Project 2025, has done research on them themselves from 2002 to 2023, where 2 billion votes were cast, 2 billion, and 85 were by non-citizens. That's how much of a non-issue this is. And data shows most undocumented immigrants never end up voting. Immigrants who are not citizens can't vote for years through the process of becoming a citizen and gaining the right to vote. And data also shows most of the times they do not ever vote as well. So this is just a fringe conspiracy theory on the right that stokes racism on immigrants and minority groups, and yet they're still championing it. I guess that's what being a rebel means to them. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that can interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together. Peace.